Barry Alvarez's first order of business upon his arrival in Madison in 1990 was to undo a practice he had helped put in place.
When he was in Iowa, he used to steal a ton of kids from Wisconsin. And then a lot of kids from Wisconsin went to Michigan. A lot of kids from Wisconsin went to Michigan State. The best went everywhere but University of Wisconsin. And Coach's first deal when he got here was, I'm going to build a wall around the state and no one's ever leaving.
The recruiting was not up to snuff. The year that I came in, Iowa went to the Rose Bowl. They had 11 players in the two deep from the state of Wisconsin.
When Barry took over at Wisconsin, he unified the Wisconsin high school coaches, and that gave him a recruiting base that other Wisconsin coaches had not had.
In our particular location, the guys that we can normally recruit, the people we have in this state, we can consistently get big people. As I said when I took the job, the heart and soul of this team will come from the state of Wisconsin. The hands and feet, probably from out of state. And that's how we started the program. And find guys that like football and find guys that are tough.
The Badger program slowly began to mimic the style of the man running, rugged, brawny, and unyielding.
I grew up in a small mining town in western Pennsylvania, about 25 miles outside of Pittsburgh. It was very blue collar, working in mines, steel mills. They earned a living. And that's how we learned how to play football.
I don't know how many people have ever been to Burgettstown, Pennsylvania, but it's blue collar, baby. There is nothing fancy about that town. If you walk down Main Street of Burgettstown and you got one of those little alligators on your shirt, you got a problem. You're a visitor, I can tell you that.
The one word, physical. They're going to knock you down and plow you over and laugh on their way into the end zone.
Anytime you played Wisconsin, you had better be ready for a fist fight. You're going to get punched in the mouth. And if you backed up, you were not going to win that game.
Wisconsin improved from 1 win in 1990 to 5 wins in 1991 and 92. And by the start of the 1993 season, Alvarez had a collection of talent in place that had the locals in Madison talking football again.
You saw a change in the team. You saw a change in how, newspapers reported about us. You saw a change in the fan base and filling up the stadium. So I think people were in that wave of momentum that was happening. They were feeling that.
We were comparable to anyone in the league. And I didn't see any reason why we couldn't contend for a championship. And that's the way we addressed it. We didn't talk about it publicly, but I tried to give the players confidence that they matched up with everyone. There's no reason why we can't win.
Win was exactly what Alvarez and the Badgers did, starting the season 6-0 before losing to Minnesota. Wisconsin then needed to beat perennial power Michigan the following Saturday to keep their Big Ten title hopes alive.
Michigan, I believe, was coming off a loss. So your expectations are, boy, Michigan's really going to be upset. They're going to come here. We got to play them. We're going to get them at their best. And Barry flipped that whole thing to, I don't care what Michigan feels, we're ready to go out and play.
Wisconsin is pushing Michigan all over the football fields.
First down, Fletcher, a big hole again. Fletcher into the secondary. Terrell Fletcher, one man to beat. Out to the 41.
In front of a capacity crowd at Camp Randall Stadium, the Badgers outpunched Michigan in a Big Ten slugfest, beating the Wolverines 13-10. Wisconsin's first win against the Maize and Blue since 1981.
And delivers over the middle, but not enough for the first down. The Wisconsin Badgers have won this game.
Prior to that win, the band was what fans got excited about. The fifth quarter was what they got excited about. And now they beat Michigan and set themselves up to have a chance to go to the Rose Bowl. It was, at the time, it was unheard of.
There's going to be a party in Madison tonight.
I remember going into the locker room or into the interview room after the game, and the players were so fired up. They knew it was such a big moment. But then word started to filter down even into the interview room that something was going terribly wrong in the stadium.
The delirious Camp Randall fans began to charge the field to celebrate, but they were blocked by a guardrail surrounding the field. The crush of the fans in the back caused the rail to collapse onto the field, and dozens of students were trampled.
They're literally carrying students off the field, out of the stadium that were blue. Our guys were scared. They thought they were actually carrying bodies, somebody who had passed away out of the stadium.
I'm a big tough dude. I was scared to death. Yeah, I was running out there, and I was out there pulling people out. Eyes are rolled over. I'll never forget this. I had a big hunk of scalp on my forearm with hair about this long hanging down off my arm.
73 students were injured, 6 of them critically.
As horrible as that situation was, you also got a taste of some of the players, some of the leadership that Barry recruited, because there were players who were down in the locker room enjoying the victory, meeting with the media, and then here they are coming back up onto the field and are trying to help the security people move students back out of the way.
Following the upset of Michigan, the Badgers went unbeaten during the rest of Big Ten play, earning their first Big Ten championship since 1962, and a trip to the Rose Bowl.
People didn't know how to act because this seemed so far-fetched to them. They simply couldn't grasp that. There were generations of Wisconsin fans who had never been to the Rose Bowl. And Barry often talked about how that the biggest game in Wisconsin football history was a loss in the Rose Bowl.
It's always satisfying to accomplish a goal. It was gratifying to go to the Rose Bowl, but you want to win.
And Moss cuts it in the middle, a touchdown.
Behind the running of Brent Moss and a stingy defense, Barry Alvarez Wisconsin Badgers defeated UCLA 21-16 in the Rose Bowl.
Fumble the ball, Wisconsin dives on it, and the Badgers have it.
Only the second bowl victory ever in school history.
Congratulations. Come back again. We'd love to come back on a regular basis. It's a tremendous bowl game. This is the greatest bowl game of all time.
The whole notion of going there, beating UCLA, getting that national recognition, not until that final gun went off and that victory over UCLA was secured did people truly start to embrace what was going on here and how good this program had come and how far it had come in such a short time.